ABC 57's Holiday Heroes is back tonight with a local charity making people feel right at home. Habitat for Humanity of St. Joseph County keeps on building affordable houses, 226 of them locally since 1987. And the impact on the families involved can last a lifetime. On a quiet street in Mishawaka, newly built affordable homes are decorated for the holidays with oversized candy canes, lights, and bells. Some mailboxes even adorned with garland and holly. And Frosty the Snowman himself greets visitors at one front door. And inside one of these cozy houses, with a wind chime out front, a mother and daughter were getting all ready for a visit from Santa Claus this month.
Don't know who this is for.
Lindsay Sowers and her spunky daughter,
I'm Scarlett and I'm 6 years old,
are spending their second Christmas together inside their new home at the Fields at Highland off Burkett Avenue in Mishawaka, an entire subdivision created over the past 5 years by the nonprofit Habitat for Humanity of St. Joseph County.
That first Christmas, we were probably still living out of boxes and trying to just grasp what it meant to have our own home. But waking up on Christmas morning and watching her come down the stairs and in her own home and not having to share that moment with anyone but us, and knowing that this is our space that we get to live and we get to grow in, it just makes you feel really good.
And if it wasn't for Lindsay's decision to apply for the Habitat Home Ownership Program,
I think we would still be in a crummy apartment, paying way too much rent, and probably struggling a lot more than we should be.
Absolutely, there's an affordable housing crisis. By our estimate, conservatively, there's about 14,000 families in St. Joseph County that are paying more than 30% of their income on housing. In fact, there's a lot of families paying over 50% of their paycheck on housing. Jim Williams is the CEO of Habitat for Humanity of St. Joseph County. Affordability is just one side of the coin. The other is building wealth and equity. And so if you're constantly renting, you never get to enjoy the appreciation of that asset that you've invested in. And so the average rent for a 2-bedroom apartment in St. Joe County right now is about $1,250 a month. And we're putting people in brand new houses for hundreds of dollars less than that. Habitat's motto, every child deserves a safe place to grow up, rings especially true for this single mom.
To grow here and to spend our life here, I plan on watching her graduate high school from this home. So it just sets the foundation for hopefully a really smooth future.
And while Lindsay can laugh now, like all Habitat homeowners, she had to put in months of sweat equity, doing real physical labor, helping volunteers and contractors create the community she and Scarlett now call home.
If I gave up every time it got hard, who knows where we would be. I realized how strong I really was. And if there's something that you want bad enough, if you're willing to put the time in, put the effort in, you have to make it happen yourself. They might make the road a little smoother, and they have tips and tricks to help you get there. But if you're not willing to put that work in yourself, you're not going to get the keys to the house.
And those local Habitat volunteers who donate time, manpower, and material have gotten some big name support building the Fields at Highland over the years.
We still do what we can, but we see a limit to what we can do in the future.
Even at age 93, President Jimmy Carter and his wife Rosalind pitched in as part of the 35th annual Carter Work Project back in 2018, along with country music superstars Garth Brooks and Trisha Yearwood, who are now set to take over the Carter's Habitat building mission.
Is there a thought of passing this torch to them at some point? When do you think you will step away from Habitat?
Well, let me say, that's completely up to them. I'm not trying to tell them what to do. They would be a perfect people I think they take over when Rosa and I are stepping down.
And Garth Brooks even helped raise $3 million for Habitat with a special private concert before taking the stage for the first ever show at Notre Dame Stadium 4 years ago.
They love Habitat, and that's genuine. They've been building with Habitat for years.
The volunteers are angels.
Both Lindsay and Scarlett are very grateful for the program and all those volunteers. And when we asked the 6-year-old if she likes her new home, we got a very emphatic response.
Yeah!
There's a very large sense of community here. The Fields at Highland is a family. It takes a village to raise a family, and we've got a really good village.
I want to thank them for opening their home and welcoming us in. If you're interested in the Habitat for Humanity home ownership program, the first step is to attend an hour-long informational meeting. And there are 3 coming up after the new year. The first one is scheduled for January 31st at the St. Joseph County Main Library, downtown South Bend. Starts at 5:30. It runs an hour. To reserve a spot, you can call the number there on your screen, 574-288-6967. We've also got a link that'll be posted for you along with this story at abc57.com.